Hey, 60-day challengers, it's Stacy and Brandy again here, wanting to go over some questions that we keep getting from you guys in regarding the 60-day challenge, and also talking about some strength training tips today. We have, and by the way, thank you for sending in your tips on what you can do to get over overwhelm from what we talked about, but we need more. So right now is the time where people kind of start slowing down, maybe getting discouraged or getting motivated. One way to get motivated is to get in here and do your updated Staiku stand for body composition. So we're finding that a lot of people are getting the results, and they may be losing some weight, but sometimes it's losing muscle, and that's not what we want. We're going to talk about that today. We really want to focus on losing fat. So please, Brandy sent out a question on Trainer Eyes to say, hey, what helps you get over overwhelm in situations like this where you might be getting, again, just a little bit discouraged or feel like you're slowing down, or because we just want you to know you are not alone in this. We're all doing this together, and we want to help support you through it. So let's talk about a little bit about strength training, right? So important. I know, I mean, as an athlete growing up, I was, always doing some strength training, but then as things slowed down over time, after college, things like that, I still kept it up. But then I injured my knee, a year and a half, 2 years ago. I had lost 22 pounds prior to that, so I was feeling really fit and healthy. And then I stopped strength training because of my knee. I just slowly got into work and all that, and I just absolutely started to lose muscle. And now I'm fighting a significantly low metabolism because of all the low calorie diets that I've been doing. And from here, I just really want to pick it up. So we're gonna Brandy's gonna go over some tips in regards to strength training, why it's important.
Perfect. Yeah. So that is one of the biggest things that I see everybody, especially females, is as we get older, we do less and less strength training. But here's the biggest things. 3 big things is, one, it's going to increase your basal metabolic rate. Who doesn't want to be able to eat more food? Like, really?
God, totally.
I want to be able to have my chocolate cake once in a while, right? Also, it's the shrink wrap effect. So what it does is having more muscle actually makes you feel skinnier, so less fluffy. And then the biggest part for me is the longevity, is that we end up losing muscle mass as we get older, and that impacts our ability to be independent and strong and live lives that we want to be able to live older and longer lives and be able to do whatever we want to as we get older. That's the big thing. So,
and a huge myth to bust right here now is you're not going to bulk up, okay? I'm not a petite person, and when I lift weights, I don't bulk up, I slim down. So it's really important to push ourselves in that. And for those of us, Brandy and I were talking about this before the video, those of us from my generation, we talk about toning, right, and tightening, right, versus building muscle mass, which is the younger generation way of looking at it, which is a really healthy way of looking at it. So you will not bulk up, you will slim down and have the Spanx effect, or the, what do we call
shrink
it?
wrap
Shrink
wrap effect. So
I love it.
Absolutely. So muscle too is that as you start to put more muscle onto your body, you can actually increase your basal metabolic rate by about up to 5% or more. Just depends on how much muscle mass that you put on there. So think about that. If you've got a basal metabolic rate of 1400 and you can put another 5% on there, like that's quite a bit more calories that your body can actually consume.
Yeah, and that basal metabolic rate, that 1400 is calories that you're talking about.
Yeah, 1400 calories. Sorry. Yep. Absolutely.
And then I recently did a metabolic test, and the guy said, I was the lowest. He's been doing this for 30 years. I had the lowest metabolism that he's seen in the whole 30 years. And I'm like, first I was like, yay!
No.
Okay, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's not something to be excited about. But it gave me an idea of I need to, for the longevity purposes, right? 57 going on 58. I want to be active for much longer time than just a couple years, right? I want to be more active for a couple decades. So I really need to, this is a really huge goal, is to improve my metabolism, which we can do. That's been researched and shown that we can. And strength training is a huge part of that.
Exactly. So if we don't strength train as we get older, we can lose 3 to 8% of our muscle per decade after the age of 30. And then it's even faster after the age of 60. Plug your ears. Or don't plug your ears and let's go lift some weights.
Exactly. That's the perfect thing.
So that really is, for our longevity, is to really think about, we want to be able to maintain our independence for as long as we can. Strength training is your number one way of doing that. It also, as you maintain your muscle you will gain less body fat as you age. And the more body fat we have, the greater risk we have of all the cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and all that stuff. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, we just really need to lift some weights.
Absolutely. So let's get to it. All right,
All right.
challengers, we look
All
forward
right.
to hearing from you. All right, and please get back in to check in with Brandy to see where you're at. And then if there's anything we can do to help, please let us know.
Yep.
All right, take
Have
care.
a great day.